There is an extra expectation, I think, that female footballers have to give and do more. We have an expectation to be role models. We have an expectation to leave the game in a better place, or to drive standards here, or push for more, etc. Whereas men just get it. They don't have an expectation to have to inspire everyone else.
Hello and welcome to The Game Changers. It's hard to believe this is series 16 of the podcast, which celebrates the trailblazers in women's sport, exploring critical issues around equality in sport and beyond. My name's Sue Anstis, and I am so pleased to say that once again, this season of The Game Changers is supported by Sport England through a National Lottery Award. We're incredibly grateful for their ongoing support, which enables us to share the stories of these inspiring women working across the sporting landscape. My wonderful guest list for this series includes Jess Carter, an incredible professional footballer who was part of the Lionesses team that won the Euros in 2022 and won silver in the World Cup in 2023. Jess also plays for Chelsea in the WSL. Claire Taggart, ranked number 1 in the world at Boccia. Claire represented Paralympics GB in Rio and Tokyo and looks all set to medal at Paris 2024. Sue Redfern, a former England cricketer who's now blazing a trail as a much-respected cricket umpire in the men's and women's game. Sabrina Pace-Humphreys, an ultra-runner, author, social justice activist and co-founder of the community and campaigning charity Black Trail Runners. Lisa O'Keefe, a former Scottish international rugby player and director at Sport England, who is now General Secretary for the International Working Group for Women in Sport. Kristin Dusting, a silver medalist for England in the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup and multi-medal winning skater for London Roller Derby. Steph Harries, Managing Director at Women's Sport Group, who was formerly Controller of Production for BBC Sport. And Mo Hunt, a legendary England rugby player who's won a World Cup, numerous Six Nations Championships and represented Team GB at the Rio Olympics. Mo's now captain of Gloucester Hartpury, leading her team to victory in the 2023 Premiership.
The utopia of officiating should be that anybody, regardless of gender, can umpire any game. That's the end goal, and I think that's really important that, we look at that and it becomes normal that men umpire women, women umpire men. If you're good enough, then you should just do whichever game.
I'm in such physical pain, but I realised that for 45 or so minutes that I hadn't had any thoughts about my own life, about the value of me being on the earth, because that's where these depressive thoughts were taking me, that I was no use to anyone. I couldn't do anything right. I didn't have connection. That headspace, that release and freedom that moving my body forward gave me, I wanted more of that.
The new series of The Game Changers will be released on Tuesday, February the 6th, so please subscribe now and you won't miss out on these fascinating, inspiring conversations. The Game Changers is available for free across all podcast platforms, or you can listen directly from our website at fearlesswomen.co.uk. This is also where you can find details of all of the trailblazing guests featured in previous episodes. There are over 170 of them. You can also listen to my book, Game On, The Unstoppable Rise of Women's Sport. It's free on the podcast, and you'll find the entire audio of the best-selling book in Series 13. The Fearless Women website is also where you can find out more about the Women's Sport Collective, a free, inclusive community for all women working in sport. Membership includes access to networking events, regional groups, webinars, mentoring schemes, our LinkedIn group, monthly newsletters, free places at industry conferences, and much, much more. And just to reiterate, everything is completely free thanks to the support of Sport England. Finally, why not come and say hello on social media, where you'll find me on LinkedIn, Instagram and Twitter at Sue Anstis. I really, really hope you enjoyed this series as much as I've enjoyed making it and speaking to these truly extraordinary women.
Since I've started to win things and be a little bit more successful, it's frustrated me that myself and my teammates were doing these amazing things. We're achieving the same accolades as Olympic sports and other Paralympic sports, but we're not getting any recognition or notice.
The Game Changers. Fearless women in sport.